Are bringing home, the school district has written down that first graders should know X, Y, and Z. Second graders should know X, Y, and Z. Bear with me for a moment. I took a tour of your school.
Yes.
I was really amazed. The first graders, they said the word intermodulation. They read it on the board. The fifth graders, they said good morning to me in 5 different languages. So my question to you is, I see this happening in your school. They know their timetables, 6, 7, and 8. They can say it all the way up. But when I go to the public schools, I may not see this same type of learning taking place. So is it that the public schools are failing our kids? Are we, as educators, failing the children?
Well, it's like a domino effect. If you have a school where teachers don't have good classroom management, children are not learning. Now, it is the administrator's job to oversee that every teacher has a conducive environment in order to teach, and then hold those teachers accountable by making sure that they have your support as the administrator and that they have all the supplies. In many schools, they don't have textbooks. Teachers don't have paper. They have to take money out of their pockets to purchase these items. And the schools, particularly inner city schools, through Title I, bring in millions of dollars. My biggest concern is that I've studied this school district for about 36 years in Philadelphia. I went through Philadelphia's public schools, and I find that the schools make money when children fail. So the goal is to get as much money as you can get.
Now, how is that? How do they make the money when those kids fail?
Through Title I.
Okay.
Title I is a federally funded program, and the goal of Title I is to help children that are failing. However, the children continue to fail. Many are classified as special ed. You get, say, $6,000 for a regular education student. If that child is not learning and can be labeled as special ed, you would get $13,000 plus additional money for services. So the goal is to, in many instances, to dummy the children down. So you find a situation when children are acting out. Yes, they're bored, and the teacher's not challenging them. Many of the teachers don't have the ability to manage the classroom. So if you can't manage the classroom, if you're not interesting, you're not going to hold the children's attention. So the monies come in contingent on failure.
So what can we as parents do? Maybe work in conjunction with Parents United for Better Schools. We need to hold the administrators' feet to the fire. We need to hold the teachers' feet to the fire.
Yes.
How do we do that? What do we do?
Parents need to go into the schools more. Many schools are not welcoming of parents. However, parents have a right to go into the school. You should sit in your child's classroom. We have a parent conference on Saturday at our school. The parents will sit in the seats of their children and learn from the teacher. And any questions will be answered. They'll get to review textbooks. So many parents are not welcomed in the school. Many parents are working and feel overwhelmed and don't go to the school. And those are the key elements for people to do whatever they want to do with your children. The state will pay the schools money based on attendance. So as long as your children show up, the school will get money for that day. So what's happening in most of the inner city schools, they're doing no more than warehousing the children. So the children come in, they keep the children. If you keep the children up to 12 o'clock, you still get paid for the whole day. So when you see children getting out early, that's a part of it. You know, bring them in, keep them until 12, let them go. Now, I spent 10 years in the Philadelphia Public School as a teacher, and I'm an administrator of one of the largest charters in the state of Pennsylvania, with nearly 1,000 students, the Mathematics, Civics, and Sciences Charter School. And we have 3 schools in one, elementary, middle, and high school, and a 7,000 waiting list.
Wow. Wow. And let's talk about that charter school a little bit. Constantly in the paper, great accolades, constantly, you yourself are constantly receiving rewards. What is it that you do? Give me the top 3 that you address, whether it's academically, whether it's socially, behavior. What techniques can we steal from the Mathematics, Civics, and Sciences Charter School and adopt in our public school system to raise the bar there?
One, you have to find a committed educator, someone that is not just a job or a paycheck, that children are treated as if they were their own children. I treat the children at my school as if they're my children. Okay. And they know that. I give a lot of love, hugs, all day. I'm all over this school. Every child knows me. I'm in and out of every classroom, because my motto is I can't expect from my teachers what I don't inspect. So I inspect everything, and they see me. They don't know when they're going to see me, but they know 2 to 3 times every day I'm going to show up. Okay. And I'm looking for classroom management, and I'm listening to see if the children are learning the methods that I've trained the teachers to use. And so that's number one. Okay. Someone that cares and loves children and committed.
What's number two, you think, as far as what can we steal to address the academics?
Trained staff.
Okay.
Staff have to be prepared and trained. Even though teachers must spend 4 years in college and take a state certification, many still don't know how to teach.
Okay.
So you have to train them and make them aware of what the expectations are in the environment that they're in.
Okay.
And support them and provide all the supplies that they need, books, markers, paper.
We have to touch on something which is unfortunately a sad spot for the Philadelphia School District, and that is the dropout rate. Some reports have surfaced, I think since from 2000 to 2005, there's been maybe 30,000, and I may be off a thousand or two, 30,000 kids who have dropped out of high school. Our city rate is around maybe 25%, give or take a percent, and in certain neighborhoods, that percentage of dropouts is higher than the actual rate of 25%, which is the overall for the city. That dropout rate, how do you think we can address that issue?
Well, I call it push out. The children are pushed out. And many times if you travel through the city and you go to a high school, you'll probably see more children hanging outside or in the hallways. Now, when the hallways are more interesting than the classrooms, then we need to start replacing people in the classrooms.
The material or the people?
The people.
Because let's say I may not be interested in college, but yet and still I have to take a Calculus 2 class and I have no interest in Calculus 2, I have no interest in college.